Today's webcast is about increasing productivity with Exalytics. So before we jump into the details of today's webcast, let me just quickly introduce Ascentt to you. Firstly, our service offerings provide an end-to-end system integration capability for any data warehousing activity you may undertake. From strategy to all the way through to support, and from big data appliances all the way through to Index's information discovery. This will allow us to become a single trusted partner for your organization. As a platinum level partner with Oracle, we've been involved in co-development of BI applications for horizontals and verticals. We're also involved in enablement and specialization programs where we offer content and we actually provide the questions for the examinations. We have been and always will be involved in beta testing, and we consider ourselves a go-to partner for Oracle's consulting services and expert services. Since our inception, we have grown our offshore capabilities to provide our clients with effective and flexible teams that deliver within today's budgetary constraints. Our innovations include co-development of the marketing analytics for business intelligence. We've also developed analytics for social media, warranty and claims that is integrated with Siebel CRM, and incentive analytics for the automotive industry. We've also been chosen by Oracle to be on the BI Applications Leadership Board, so we get to invest in the future success of business intelligence. As one of the few business partners that has purchased Exalytics hardware, Ascentt is in a great position to allow you to perform your proof of concepts on our hardware. You can either choose to do that in your own data center or our data center. And as a result of all our hard work with Exalytics, we've been able to document some quick start activities that will help you in the future, such as planning, installation and configuration, and migration from your current hardware to Exalytics. Before we jump into today's use case around performance concerns, let's quickly take a look at this slide. This is an executive summary slide. This is a great slide for taking to your executive leadership if you're in the business, or whether you're in IT, taking this to your business and talking to them about how the capabilities of Exalytics combined with business intelligence, enterprise performance management, and information discovery could go a long way to help you increase your decision making, increase your productivity, discovering more information with the data you have, and being able to manage your IT costs. Today's focus is really on productivity, so let's quickly look at those capabilities. Faster, wider use of historical and predictive analytics. So business intelligence, going back in time, being able to put more data in front of more users, and just in general being a lot faster. Being able to drive customer satisfaction through near real-time monitoring. I'll take that to mean that we're no longer waiting for those 5-minute or 30-minute reports or those write-back calculations that take several minutes. We're able to provide information back to the users in 90% of the time with the correctly configured Exalytics in that sub-second bracket. And finally, avoiding suboptimal planning and forecasting decisions. Let's talk about the generic use cases for Exalytics, and each of these use cases really underpin all the business use cases that are out there for Exalytics. Number one, performance. We'll talk about that more today. Number two is changing requirements. The adaptive in-memory tools provided by the BI Foundation Suite on Exalytics are going to allow you to react quicker to the changing requirements of your users. Total cost of ownership, we'll see how consolidation of your existing enterprise performance management and business intelligence platforms feed into that. Speed of thought, we'll really be able to see users consuming data and asking questions and consuming more data rather than just waiting 5-10 minutes for reports to come back and losing their train of thought. And finally, information discovery, where we can just take more data, more big data, and we can present that to more users. So putting it all together, what does it do for us? It supports our decisions. It allows process improvement, process empowerment, and user empowerment. Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation, Hyperion Planning and Forecasting, and Index's Information Discovery. Underpinning it all is Exalytics. Here's our first use case, and remember, it's a generic use case. It's essentially around performance concerns, and that could be with BI, enterprise performance management, or information discovery. This example is about business intelligence. And let's take a look at the problem. A financial team at an online health and fitness retailer were struggling to retain talented analysts, unable to further develop their margin model, which drives 200 million in advertising spend each year. Okay, two things. Employee retention. This particular company were spending time investing money in qualified analysts, only to have them leave several months later because the business intelligence solution really couldn't get the data in front of them. For example, they spend 80% of their time gathering the data as opposed to 20% analyzing it. The analysis of that data will secondly drive into their margin model, which drives $200 million a year in advertising spend. It's a very, very critical part of what this company does in making a profit. If they can spend the money correctly, they can get bigger profits on each product sold. What was the change? Okay, so now the analysts are now spending 20% of their time accessing the data as opposed to 60 or 80% previously. And the financial analysts are now spending more time on the inputs to the margin model. What is the value that's being derived from that? Employee cost savings have been realized by minimizing idle time. Employee turnover has been minimized. And for example, a 1% reduction in the spend per annum would equate to 2 million per annum. However, if they were able to spend better, they could realize more profits also. Let's look at the drivers around performance concerns. Slow response times. We've all seen those reports that should take several seconds that are taken several minutes. High number of concurrent users. This particular company, between 8 and 10 in the morning, everybody was trying to get hold of their data so they could do that analysis the rest of the day. High potential for mobile users. The world is changing very quickly. We're seeing more and more people trying to access data through their mobile devices. Exalytics is going to allow you to do this, whereas opposed to commodity hardware, it's kind of limiting on the amount of people who can come in and get mobile intelligence. All of these lead to a lack of adoption of business intelligence, enterprise performance management, or Endeca information discovery. Great projects are being delivered all the time, delivering on requirements, but it's just falling short because the performance isn't there. Or it was initially, but the user base has grown so much because it's been successful. So, not so happy customers, Exalytics happy customers. Hopefully that's a transformation that would happen. Business problems, again, poor response times, but in this particular case, exacerbated by peak business hours, increasing user base, poor adoption of BI, failed or poorly received rollout of dashboards. Okay, so you may have developed a great solution, but if it takes too long to show the data to the business analyst or the business or the executives, they're not going to wait around for the results. They're going to move on. Business solution. Exalytics can provide your analysts or any end user 16 times faster response times. That's a generalization. In most cases, configured correctly for BI, 90% of your reporting will be sub-second. Enterprise performance management, 5 times faster, calculations and write-backs. Endeca, more data, more users. With this particular company, those performance concerns and the business solutions, the employee turnover is now acceptable. They're able to invest in refining their margin model, and they're considering further expansion of their financial analytics group. So here's a very high-level solution for performance using Exalytics. And remember that Exalytics hardware is very high-performing. It's built to use or work with Exadata and Exalogic. It has 40 core processing, 1 terabyte of RAM. It also contains times 10 for Exalytics, providing compression and speed, and also adaptive in-memory tools, which allow your data warehouse to be able to adapt when you need it to the changing requirements of your users. This is our Exalytics setup and testing strategy. Basically, we installed Oracle Business Intelligence, Oracle's Enterprise Performance Management, and Oracle Endeca Information Discovery on our Exalytics machine. As you can see with Oracle BI Foundation Suite, that's supported by Oracle times 10, Oracle Enterprise Performance Management obviously needs Oracle Essbase. And with Oracle Endeca Information Discovery, we used Endeca Latitude to load the data. Essentially, we were just looking at all the performance bottlenecks that exist in our client's current setup. And the test was performed against comparable hardware. And here are the results of our Exalytics testing. Let's look at Oracle Business Intelligence Foundation Suite first. You can clearly see that in some cases, from 3 minutes to 2 seconds for dashboard drop-downs. Opening dashboard pages looks to be 9 times faster. And this was on comparable hardware as well. It was using the same database. So really, this is the Exalytics portion, the in-memory portion, the adaptive data mart coming into play. And the final one there, drilling the division, which is 4 times faster. Now with Essbase, what we did here is that we opened up one dimension and we started to drill through that dimension. With Exalytics, you could see that it could go to the bottom of that first dimension in 17 seconds, whereas with the existing production hardware, it was taking 1 minute and 40 seconds to go to the next level. Then you can see as we go across the table, the second dimension, the third dimension, yes, it gets slower because we're opening up more data, but you can quite clearly see that the existing production is starting to time out. We're only going to the next level. And it's taking a considerable amount of time. Finally, to our Endeca solution, not only were we able to decrease the footprint of Endeca by placing all the web servers on the Exalytics hardware, but we were able to maintain the service level agreement of 15 seconds for the users, but we were able to take it from 40 users to 60 users. Here are a sampling of our business user cases that we see out there. Even since we've created this deck, we've had several more use cases that have been added to our portfolio. With Oracle BI Foundation Suite, you can clearly see that it enables mobile user adoption. It gives your executives visibility into your business intelligence and enterprise performance management and increases productivity across the board. With Hyperion, you're able to do faster financial closes, you're able to expand your planning and forecasting user base, and with that comes increased transparency and accountability. With Endeca Information Discovery, you're able to acquire, analyze, and structure content. We see listen to the voice of the customer and being able to improve product and service quality that exists out there.